All right. It says I'm live. Hopefully, you guys can hear me, see me. I'm waiting for somebody to come in and chat. But happy Thanksgiving. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. I had a quiet one at home with the family. Did get to cook some. And that's some of the things I'm going to talk about. Did my first turkey cook in the Nova Precision oven. And that was actually turned out really good. Hello, Kevin. And thank you for the loving nickname. I guess I can be called Sweet Cheeks. That's okay. I do have some really large cheeks, both on my face and my hind end. So I hope everybody's having a great holiday weekend. It's the first time I've been live in a long time, and I thought I'd do one since a lot of people are off this weekend and have time while the significant others are out shopping. I do most of my shopping online, so I don't like to go out to the stores. Just drives me crazy. Looks like we got 8 people in here so far. Go ahead and make a comment so I know if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, because I've got it streaming to both my YouTube and Facebook properties. So just say hello. Says I have 8 people watching, 11. So I hope everybody had a good, safe Thanksgiving. And some of the things I want to talk about today are, hey, Australia, how you doing? Ron, thanks for commenting. Facebook user, I don't know who that is, from Pennsylvania. Marty, thanks for joining. Hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. I can tell you're on Facebook when you comment, so it tells me where you're commenting from. I just don't know how many people are watching on YouTube. It just gives me a total right now. So what's everybody doing this weekend? Who's shopping? Is anybody out shopping, or anybody doing their shopping online? I do most of my shopping online. And my wife and daughter were out for a little bit yesterday on Black Friday. I did post up some Black Friday specials. Hopefully you guys took advantage of some of those. If not, you can check them out on my blog post. You can check it out. There's some good ones out there, especially right now. Crowd Cow and Porter Road meats are both having some really good deals on a lot of their high-end meats. So especially Crowd Cow, they're doing a lot of their Wagyus on special right now. So they're A5 Japanese, they're Kobe, they're American Wagyu. It's a lot of it's on sale right now, so you can check it out. I'll post up a link to that in a minute. But you can find, matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, because on there I can show you. Gotta get to the one that's open here. Some of these deals. If you go to my website, fireandwatercooking.com, if you go to the recommended page, there's a lot of links in there. But I'm going to show you Crowd Cow right now. Get in there. There, I'll share that one. Oop. Let's go to that. Their Black Friday specials right now. They have some really good stuff. They've expanded out. They used to be mostly, beef, and they were one of the first ones to offer Japanese A5 Wagyu online. But now they've got a lot of different stuff, even Norwegian salmon. They have Atlantic fish, king crab, all kinds of stuff on there. Colossal Mexican shrimp. They've really expanded their offerings lately. So if you haven't checked out Crowd Cow in a long time, you need to, especially this weekend. They're having some really good deals. And if you go there, make sure you go there through my affiliate link, just so it doesn't cost you any money, but it gets me a little bones here and there, some credit if you go through there and check it out. But they've got some really good deals right now. Like I said, up to 30% off, and they're doing free shipping at $100 or more. The A5 roasts and steaks, they're one of the few that have the full roasts of the A5 Japanese Wagyu. They have brisket. They were one of the first ones to offer those type of cuts, because the people that were importing or exporting from Japan really never thought of exporting the bigger cuts. They were just doing the steaks, but since they've done it, they've actually had a really big business of that. So if you see here, they've got a lot of their Wagyu on sale. So I know it's still expensive, but if you're going to buy it, you want to do something special for the holidays, for Christmas or New Year's, now's the time to do it. They also have a lot of American Wagyu, and a lot of their American Wagyu is 100% Wagyu. So that just means it's 100% Wagyu breed. It's not mixed with Angus or anything like that. I think they do have some that are mixed with Angus, but it's noted on there what they are. So, but check out Crowd Cow. Like I said, they've got a lot of different stuff on sale for Black Friday. And if you ever wanted to try, Japanese A5 Wagyu, now's the time to do it. Buy a roast, cook it up for Christmas or New Year's, whatever you want to do. That way you have an excuse for your better half to spend the money on something like that. So, all right, looks like we got a bunch of people. Got Tom Horseman in here. Welcome, Tom. Thanks for joining me. Thought you'd be shooting a video today, Tom, but everybody loves watching Tom Horseman videos. I know I do. I'm envious of his grills. I have 6 grills out on my deck, but I know he's got probably about 60 in his garage. So check out the Tom Horseman YouTube channel if you want to see Tom cook on a lot of different grills, that's for sure. Johnny, welcome. Not grainy on Facebook, but it is on YouTube. Sorry, I've got it set up at a 720p on both of those, so it might just be something with YouTube. And I'm using StreamYard, so it's the first time I've used this program. But sorry if it's grainy on YouTube. But thanks for letting me know, Johnny. It gives me something to look into down the road. So what everybody doing this week? Anybody traveling, staying home, cooking? I cooked a turkey on Thanksgiving, like I guess a lot of people did, but I used the Innova Precision Oven. If you are on my Facebook page or Facebook group, you probably saw my pictures. I did try to post up the beginnings and durings and after. It turned out really good. I was thinking it was gonna take about 6 hours to cook, but I did like a sous vide mode in the beginning, and I used 75% steam at 150 degrees, and it really cooked fast. I mean, I was really surprised that the thing cooked so fast. One of the things about the Innova Precision Oven, if you're not familiar with it, it does have a internal probe, so you can measure the internal temperature, and the oven can cook by that. Just like some of the higher end pellet grills, like the Traeger. I just got a Traeger Timberline 850, and that has the same type of functions in the Wi-Fi programming, where you can actually have it monitor your internal temperature and cook by that. So instead of just saying, 6 hours, you can have it cooked to the internal temperature. So, and I was expecting it to take at least 6 hours, or, at least 4 or 5 to get to where it was getting close to the internal temp I was looking for, but it actually cooked within 3 hours. It was at the first stage of the cook, and I had to speed everything up else that I was cooking, so I had to, cook everything else really quick to have dinner. I was going to try to have dinner like 2 and end up having dinner at noon, which we were expecting that anyway. It didn't really throw off anybody's plans, but it since we didn't have anybody over. But just to me, first time doing it in the Innova Precision Oven, I learned something that when you incorporate steam into a cook, and even if it's in the sous vide mode, it's going to cook a lot faster. So it was really turned out really good. I was able to one of the things with the Innova Precision Oven, like I said, like even with the Traeger Timberline pellet grill, is you can have a stage cook. So you can have it cook at a certain temperature up to a certain time, or internal temperature, and then you can have it change automatically to a different time and temperature. So what I was going to do is do 150 till it hit 145, and then have it step up to like 350 until it hit 150 internal. But and that would crisp up the skin and all that. But like I said, it hit the 145 a lot sooner than I thought it was gonna. So that's a good thing. I mean, I learned from that. So that's the last time I'll overestimate the time it's going to cook. Next time I'll underestimate it, and I'll be happier, I guess. But it worked really well. I mean, I fit a 16-pound turkey in it. It had no issues with it at all as far as doing anything wonky, except for, like I said, the meat itself cooked a lot faster than I thought it did. So I cooked it whole because of the fact I just wanted to. I wanted to try it out and see. When I do cook whole turkeys or big chickens like that using sous vide, I'll cook them at an in-between temperature of where, I would normally want your breast meat, your white meat, and your dark meat to finish, because usually you want to cook your dark meat a little bit hotter temperature if you're cooking them separately. But it turned out good. I mean, the breast overcooked a little bit because of carryover cooking, because I had to slow it down because of I had to cook everything else to catch up. But everything turned out great. Nobody complained. My wife said it was one of the best turkeys she's ever had, and that's a good thing, because she's kind of hard to make happy a lot of times. So, but everything turned out great. I'm still eating it today. So I had it for lunch today. Everything turned out great. Marty cooked some short ribs yesterday for 4 hours, and then into the sous vide. I actually got short ribs in the sous vide right now. They've been cooking for, they're probably at 42 hours right now. They'll be done for dinner tonight, and I'm going to throw them on the smoker on the new Traeger Timberline to get some smoke on them at the high smoke, or the, I think it's called the, what is it called on the Traeger? I don't know. I think it's a smoke blast or something like that, where you can cook it at a lower temperature to get a lot more smoke to it. So I'm going to do that this afternoon and see how those turn out. But yeah, kind of sick of turkey. Even last night, I think we had pizza for dinner. So we were all kind of done with the turkey. So turkey does, after a while, you look forward to it, and then after a while it gets old, because there's always so much left over. And since we didn't have anybody else over, it was just the four of us, we got a lot more left over than normal. So yeah, cooking at a higher temperature. Like I said, and even though it was in sous vide mode, and we were using, I think the steam is what really made it move a lot quicker on the Innova Precision Oven. So so far, like I said, I haven't had any issues with mine. I know there's some people on the Innova groups that have posted up that they've had some minor issues. Some have their water tank cracking for some reason. I think a lot of that has to do with their unit's probably too close to a wall, and the heat's getting trapped between the unit and the wall, and affecting the water tank a little bit more. Some people are having some other issues, but it's the first run of a new type of product, so you expect to have those. But so far, I haven't had anything wrong with mine. So it's worked really well. I've used it several different ways with several different things. I used it as an air fryer. I used it as with the sous vide mode. I used it without the sous vide mode. Used it as convection oven. It works great. So if you want to check that out, you can check it out on AnovaCulinary.com, and they are, I think, shipping. The next one now is on December 8th or something like that. So they're selling these out as fast as they can get them in. They're selling them out. So so one of the other things that I've been playing around with is the Meat Stick Mini. And this one is one they had sent me as like a beta tester before they had their Kickstarters fulfilled. But I got my Kickstarter one that I ordered today. Actually, it came yesterday as well. So this one is just the regular mini. It doesn't have the built-in extender in the charger here. It's just a regular Bluetooth one. They sent me the Mini X, which has got a built-in extender that gets you, I think it gets up to like 200 yards, which is a pretty good. But another thing this does, it also will connect to the Wi-Fi bridge that I have with the regular Meat Stick. So one of the things with the Meat Stick is that you can get the Wi-Fi version, which is, it's got a little Wi-Fi bridge here that hooks up to your Wi-Fi, and that will connect to the Mini X and this as well, and they'll all hook up to the Wi-Fi, so you can get unlimited range. So you can be at the store and monitor your temperature. Now, one thing with the Mini and the Mini X, these are much smaller than the regular Meat Stick. Like I said, I like the Meat Stick over the Meater because the Meat Stick is 100% waterproof and 100% deep fryer proof. You can use this both in the sous vide and in the smoker and the oven and in a deep fryer. The Meater, you can't. They do not recommend you put them in a deep fryer or in any kind of water because they're just not made that way. This is made to be 100% waterproof, 100% deep fryer proof. So this is the regular, and this is the mini, to show you the difference in size there. And it's quite substantial. Now, about the only real difference besides the size here is the mini can only monitor internal temperature of the meat. It cannot monitor external temperature. The regular Meat Stick can monitor internal temperature and the external temperature. So I've run it a few times in the sous vide bath, and it monitors by sous vide water and the internal temp of the meat. And every time I've run it, it's turned out exact. So exactly what the sous vide machine says the water's at, and then I've double checked the internal temp with a probe, and it's been within 1 degree. So the mini I've used a few times now, and like I said, the only thing with this is you can only monitor the internal temp, but it's good if you want to do single steaks, smaller, chicken breasts, smaller things, beef ribs or something like that. That may be the bigger, Meat Stick just is kind of too big for. You can use the mini to measure the internal temperature. So I've never had that happen, Ron. The Mini X, you used your Mini X for the first time. I've had the Mini X now for about a month and a half, and I've used it several different times with the Wi-Fi, and it's connected on all the time. So I've had no issue with mine. So, but yeah, make sure you check with the Meat Stick because they're pretty good on their customer service. But so far, I've checked them out. Both of these actually work. I hooked it up through the Wi-Fi, and they all read like they're supposed to. So they are brand new, so they might have some issues with the Mini X on the connector, but mine works fine. I haven't had any issues with it since I got it. And the regular Mini, I haven't used it in a cook yet because it just came yesterday, but I did check it out and played around with it and made sure the Meat Stick Wi-Fi is $179, and it comes with 2 probes and everything else you need. It would be compared to the meter block, and I think the meter block is over $200. But the meter block does come with 4 probes. But like I said, it's all depend on what you're looking for. I don't need 4 probes. I don't usually need to measure 4 different things, but 2 occasionally. 1 is usually mostly what I need. But the Wi-Fi, meat stick Wi-Fi does come with 2 probes and everything else you need. The minis are single. Like I said, the Mini X is probably their most popular one because this has got the extender built into the charger here. Whereas the regular meat stick, if you want the extended version, the extender is separate from the charger. So it's actually a 3-piece set. But so far, like I said, those are pretty good. I mean, I've never used the meter, so I can't compare them. But I just know I kind of laid back and watched the meter go through their Kickstarter program, and a lot of the issues that they had with the Kickstarter, especially on the meter block, left a bad taste in my mouth. And a lot of the things that I heard and seen about them being used in in water and deep fryer and stuff like that, where they don't work right, kind of steered me away, especially since I wanted to use it more with the sous vide. So the thing with something like this, I can put it in the sous vide in the bag with the meat and monitor it through the whole cook in the sous vide, and then leave it in the meat and put it on the smoker and continue to monitor it. So that's one of the benefits to me, is I can actually monitor it through the entire cook when I'm doing sous vide and barbecue. So I want to have that waterproof, ability so that I can do that. And like I said, I've done it a few times and it's worked perfect. So what else is going on? Yeah, I've had friends of mine have the meter, and they had the meter plus, and the range on it is nowhere near what it says it is. So that's why I kind of stayed away from that. I bought a cheap imitation wireless thermometer about a year ago. It was a no-name brand, and I think it was only like $30. So I bought it just to test it out. And that thing had absolutely no range at all. On my Kamado, once you close the lid and you were standing right next to the Kamado, you couldn't read it. So I threw the thing out. It didn't work at all. But these actually work really well. I've had it on my Kamado. I've had it on my Hasty Bake, in the pellet grills, in the sous vide bath. It works really good. So I've had no issues whatsoever with the meat stick. And none of mine. The only issue I had is my wife actually let one of mine go into the garbage disposal, and she turned it on by mistake. And this is what happened to it, because it's ceramic and it knocked the crap out of it. But as soon as she turned the garbage disposal on, she heard it and then tried to save it, but didn't work. But I shot an email to Mendel Lin, who's the CEO, and he sent me one. Understood, and had him on my podcast. So if you want to hear what the CEO of the meter, or the meat stick, the meat stick, has to say about the company, check out my podcast with him on there. We talked for a good hour on that. So, but like I said, I love it. I have had no issues with the meat stick at all since I've been using it. I'm really excited about the Traeger Timberline 850 that I put together yesterday. I did a burn-in. I shot some walk-around videos that I got to edit and put out for next week. That I got to do some more video shots of that. And I'm gonna do my first actual cook on it today with finishing up the beef ribs. But it's got some things on there I didn't even know about until I started really looking into it. But I've had the Camp Chef Woodwind Wi-Fi for a little over a year now, and I really like it. I like the adjustability of the smoke control on it. I like the ash clean out. There's a lot of things I like about the Camp Chef, but putting this Traeger Timberline together, this thing is built like a tank, and I'm really surprised. Traeger gets a a lot of people like to try to trash, Traeger, because they do make some cheaper models, but everybody does. Everybody has entry level models, and some of them aren't as good as their top of the line. Even Camp Chef has some entry level stuff. But I tell you what, the Timberline is really a beast. I mean, it's double walled throughout. Everything on there is built super, super tight. You don't have to do a whole lot of building when you put this thing together. It really, all you have to do is put the legs on and the shelves, and that's about it. And it really took me maybe a half hour total. And most of that was just trying to get in position to get the legs on the right way. But if you see one of these things in person, you'll understand what I'm talking about. But everything is double walled, really insulated. The smoke exhaust is really well thought out. It has a pellet monitoring system that hooks up to the app to tell you if you're starting to run out of pellets. It'll actually, on the app, will show you, say 100%, and it'll keep going down a percentage, and it'll actually give you a warning on your phone if it's starting to run low on pellets. So if it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you got a brisket on, and you can actually go to sleep, because it'll wake you up and tell you if you need to put more pellets in, if you have to. But it's got a 24-pound pellet hopper. You can swap out the pellets if you want to, because it's got a trap door in the pellet hopper, so you can change them out. There's a lot of things on there. The things I'm really excited about is, like I said earlier, is that you can actually do some multi-stage cooking on it, because there's some built-in recipes in the app. So there's like a brisket recipe and some other chicken, some other things in the app that you can actually, turn it on and it'll do multi-stage cooking. But you can also do custom multi-stage cooking. So you can actually start your own. So you could start off, let's just say a brisket, you could start it off for the first 3 or 4 hours at a lower temperature with heavier smoke. And then halfway through, when it gets closer to your stall temperature, let's say, it gets close to that 160 range, you can kick up the temperature, have it automatically kick the temperature up to get it past the stall. So you don't have to manually do that. It'll set it automatically. You can go in there and it'll automatically do that stuff. So that's one of the things that I really like about it, is being able to do some multi-stage cooking. The app and usability of the Wi-Fi programming on the Ironwood and the Timberline are much more advanced than on the Pro. I think the Pro is very basic. You can just monitor the temperatures and stuff like that and adjust them. But when you get into the Ironwood and especially the Timberline models, there's a lot of things that app can do that you can't do on the Pro model. So just be aware of that. I mean, it's just like I said with the Innova Precision Oven. It's one of the things I like about it. You can do multi-stage cooks on it that automatically kick in. So you don't have to manually keep up with it and go do it, by the buttons or all that. It'll automatically kick in these multi-stage cooking temperatures and all that. So it's one of the things I really look forward to on it. But everything else on it, like I said, the only thing I don't like is that the Camp Chef has is the automatic, the sliding ash dump that the Camp Chefs have on the bottom. But I kind of understand why they don't have it. I know, Camp Chef has it. It's one of their patents, but it's also, something to where the integrity of your burn pot and, the ability of more air to get in there and mess with the temperature can happen. But everything else, the thing is built like a tank. I'm really looking forward to it. If you haven't checked out the Traeger Ironwood, I know my buddy Mark Ashby has an Ironwood and he loves it. And the Timberline is their top of the line. It's a little pricey, but it's got a lot of stuff in there that makes it worth the price. I mean, if you're looking to spend, $1,000, $1,200 on a pellet grill, look at the Timberline, to spend a couple extra $100, you get a lot more in it. So, that's just my opinion. And like I said, I haven't cooked a lot on it yet. I haven't cooked anything on it yet, but just from my initial overall looking at it, going over it, touching it, feeling it, putting it together, playing around with it so far, I think I'm going to like this a lot. So not that it's going to be my number one, grill, but I've got 6 of them out there now, and I've really liked working with the Hasty Bake. That's something that it's very versatile with the way you can adjust the charcoal box up and down, and I got the rotisserie for it, and it's actually really good at doing rotisserie stuff. But the Kamado Joe's probably my favorite still, and I'm still going to give that a lot of love. And Sheldon, the Yoders, my buddy John Setzler had a Yoder, and he actually sent his Yoder back and got the Traeger Timberline. And he likes the Traeger a lot more than the Yoder. I think he had some issues with his Yoder getting rust on it, and they wouldn't take care of it for him. So he actually ended up sending it back to him. And he wasn't happy with the Yoder. I think he had some overshoots on temperature and stuff like that as well. But the Timberline, like I said, is, people will try to compare it to some of the older Traegers, but they really put a lot of thought and a lot of, technology into the Timberline series. It's not like the Pro models. It's not like the Texans and all that. So, but like I said, my buddy John's got the Timberline, and he likes that better than the Yoder he had. So I can't really say anything about the Yoders. Never had one, but I know that they're good machines. So I can't really say anything about them. I know they're expensive as well. Just like Rectex. I try not to say anything bad about Rectex because I've never had one. I just know some of the people that own them can get a little obnoxious. So, and I know that the owner Ray is one of the worst. So, but other than that, so let's talk about sous vide. Did anybody do any sous vide cooks over the Thanksgiving? I did the Anova precision oven for the turkey. One of the things I was going to do was sous vide mashed potatoes, but since the turkey cooked so quick, I ended up having to take my potatoes I already had in the bag and put them in a pot of boiling water and just cook them like boiling bag because I didn't have time to sous vide them. So it kind of ticked me off that turkey cooked so quick, but they still turned out good. I can't really complain. They didn't. I had them in the bag and with the milk and butter and everything in there already, so they cooked a little bit quicker than they would have if I had them in the sous vide. But other than that, it worked out great. But if you haven't checked out my book yet, make sure you check it out. I worked a good 3 or 4 months on it. A lot of the material I had already because from doing my videos and all that, I had everything set up, and it really didn't take me long to put a lot of it together. But make sure you go to my website and check it out. Right there, there's a tab for Fire and Water Cookbook right at the top. So if you go to fireandwatercooking.com and just click on Fire and Water Cookbook at the top, there's 3 options on my website. You can either go to Amazon and buy the Kindle version for $7.99, or you can buy the paperback. So those 2 are on Amazon. You can click the link, but there's a PDF version as well on my website that's a little cheaper. And you can just buy it directly from there, just on the PDF. You just download it. It'll download automatically to your email. So I put a lot of thought into it. I kind of explain my way of doing sous vide and barbecue. You might not, agree with some of the stuff, but I use a lot of trial and error and a lot of science. I used a lot of stuff that I've learned from both Jason Logston and Meathead Goldwyn from Amazing Ribs. Used a lot of the information that he's done over the years, about smoking and grilling and some of the stuff he's done on Sous Vide. So a lot of the stuff that is in my book I can back it up with science. It's not just personal preference type stuff. So there's a reason why I do the things I do. And I've tested out a lot. I've tested out smoking before, smoking after, how to do this, how to do that, chilling and leaving it wet on the smoker. A lot of this stuff over the last 3 years, I've done a lot of extensive testing on myself and family and all that. And I did that. Plus I used a lot of the information that I've learned and got over the years from some experts in the field. So I hope you can check that out. Like I said, if you want just the PDF version, download it. It's on my website for $5. Just go to my website. If you want the Kindle version, if you have Kindle, it's $7.99. If you want a paperback copy, I'm in the process of trying to do a hard copy. I have to go through a different publishing house for that, and it takes a little longer. So eventually there will be a hard copy version, hardback copy on Amazon and some other places as well. I'm going to try to get it in Barnes and Noble and a lot of the other online sources. Trying to get on iTunes for iBooks and all that kind of stuff as well. But right now, it is on Amazon live for Kindle and the paperback, and you can download the PDF version from the website. Really easy. So check it out. And while you're there, check out the blog and read about the Black Friday deals that I've got posted on there. There are some really good ones. Since we're here, I'll just show you. Fresh Jacks is the seasoning company that I use in most of my videos, and I partnered with them on the book. Most of my recipes, or pretty much all the recipes in my book, I'm using the Fresh Jacks seasonings. If you check them out, if you go to my website on the blog there and read the Black Friday blog post, if you go on there, you'll get 15% off your purchase, and you get they're doing a giveaway of they got a new new seasoning. It's a pink salt blend. It's called Fairy Blush, and they're giving you a sample of that, a big bottle of that, plus 15% off your purchase. All their stuff is totally organic, all fresh. It's all really good stuff. I mean, it's just like you made your own seasonings. That's how good it is. And they got some really good and well thought out blends and different and different types of seasonings. They got a lot of, if you like spicy stuff, they've got a lot of different spicy stuff. They've got ghost pepper blends. They've got sriracha blends. They've got all kinds of good things. They've got a ton. If you go to their website, that's a link there, or even in my Amazon store, I have them listed in my Amazon store as well. But if you go directly through their website this weekend, you get 15% off plus that free bottle of their Fairy Blush. So, and the pricing, I think, is actually a little bit more on Amazon. So if you go directly to them and check them out, they got a lot of different stuff. I'm actually going to make some everything bagels in the Anova Precision Oven. They actually have a really good, it's called Brunch Life. It's a everything bagel seasoning, and I'm going to use that so I don't have to buy all the separate ingredients. It's just it's all in one seasoning. So there's a bunch of circulators on sale this weekend. You got the Inkbird is at $64. There's a link in the blog post on that. That's till 11:30. Anova's got their Precision circulator at $139, and the Pro is at $199. Again, 50% off. The Jewel is at $149. So if you're looking for a Jewel, they have that on sale. There's a Sous Vide 12-liter Sous Vide and rack with the lid and a insulating sleeve on sale on Amazon as well from Home Note for $40, which is a good deal because it includes all the other stuff. A lot of times they just include the lid for that price. So you actually get the rack and the sleeve as well. Vacuum sealers, you got the Inkbirds on sale for $53. Food Saver has their 2435 is $85. That's normally $130. The Avid Armor, their compact regular vacuum sealer is $55 on Amazon. All the Traegers right now, if you go to the Traeger website, you get over $200 worth of extras included. And I think they're giving some kind of price discount as well, but they're also giving out like they're including a cover, some pellets, and some other spices and stuff that they carry as well. So check out the Traegers. The Inkbird Probe 4-probe Wi-Fi barbecue thermometer is on sale. It's normally $100. It's $68. Their instant read that they just came out with that I've used a couple times. It's waterproof, rechargeable, calibratable, and it's got a lot of features to it. It's on sale right now as well. I think it's normally like $50, and it's on sale for $35. So check that out. And there's a bunch of different Instapots on sale. So if you're into Instapot or you're looking for an Instapot, check out the link. I think there's like 8 different versions of Instapot that are on sale, and they're all like up to 40% off. So check it out. Just like I said, go to my blog post and the fireandwatercooking.com and check those out. But make sure you look at the book. If you go to Amazon and check out the book, I think it does have the look inside now, and it took about a week for that to actually come up on Amazon, and it's on there now, so you can check out like the first few pages so you get an idea of what's in there. That's what else is going on. I think that's about it. Oh, Sheldon got his Anova oven. All right. Yeah, that's exciting. I know what you're going to do the rest of the day. Get that thing set up. It's I tell you what, like I said, that thing is I've had no issues with mine. I know people have had some minor issues and complaining, but it turned out with tax and shipping it was $700 for what that thing can do. I mean, I paid more for that for a grill that just grills and doesn't do anything. I mean, the Hasty Bake that I have is actually a $2,000 grill, and it's not automatic. It does no temperature controller. You got to put charcoal in it. It's just a stainless steel box, and it costs $2,000. So for $700 for a home precision combi steam oven that can do cook by internal temperature or time and do multi-stage cooks, and I mean it's amazing to me. So I really love the thing so far. So like I said, it's their first venture into it. Sure, it's might have some issues initially, but right now the thing is for me anyway, it's a great addition to my kitchen. I'm having fun with it. So all right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. But other than that, guys, I'm not going to be on here very much longer. I just kind of wanted to go over some of that stuff, talk to you guys, use StreamYard for the first time. I'll probably start doing some more of these especially over the holidays, since I'll be home more. And when things come up, I might have some guests on as well, instead of just bringing them on the podcast. Oh, that's another thing. I am going to be doing another podcast with Max Good from AmazingRibs.com. We're going to be recording that this coming week, and he's going to talk a lot about their Christmas gift giving guide. Max Good is the one who does all the grill reviews for AmazingRibs.com. So we're going to talk about some of the stuff that's come out in the last year, what's coming that he may know about, some of the stuff that they recommend, because they have their rating system that they give their grills and equipment. So Max gets to touch pretty much all of them. And we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about Max has his own barbecue sauce company as well. We'll talk about what's going on with that. I think it's even on Amazon, Black Swan barbecue sauce. So check that out as well. All right, guys, I'm getting hoarse and I'm thirsty. And I've been on about 45 minutes, which is about good for me. And I want to thank you guys for joining me. It looks like we still got 6 people hanging out. And Sheldon got his new Innova precision oven just delivered, so I'm sure he'll be gone unboxing that, putting it together. Check it out if you guys haven't checked out the Innova precision oven. It's actually pretty good. Yeah, go ahead and order it. If you want to, like I said, I got the PDF version is on my website, or you can get the paperback version. I'm hoping that within the next 2 weeks or so, I'll have the hard back version available through Amazon and some other sources as well. So, but thanks for joining me, guys. I appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram. I'm not on Twitter. I don't know why I always say Twitter, but I used to post stuff on Twitter, but I don't get on Twitter at all anymore. But YouTube, make sure you follow the Fire and Water Cooking podcast. Like I said, Max Good will be coming up next week. Tomorrow, it's just going to be me talking. So, but Max Good will be on next week. We'll talk about, what to look at for holiday gift giving and the grill section. Talk about what's going on at AmazingRibs.com. But thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part. Thanks for following me. And I'll see you again on the next Fire and Water Cooking video, YouTube video, podcast, live stream, in the Facebook groups, and all that.